ma liao lei gió la. Then ask them to come and why pra, pay respect lah. And these children are very small, very small children. They encouraged to go and tak bat lah, to offer food lah. So that's why I keep my bow strap. You notice my bow strap is very long because you have to bend down to the small girl offer you food. They have to bend very low, so you have a long strap, easier to bend. So it's the tradition. Years ago in China, we had that kind of tradition. Now we come to Malaysia, after so many years, we become westernized already. The Western attitude, ego is very strong. Individual first. So it's times have changed, so we have to recognize that. You cannot expect what happened 2,500 years ago to practice it now. It's very difficult.
First of all, thanks very much, Ante, for this very clear precision of the suttas. I hope that I could have been here much earlier from the very beginning. Ante, could you give us some advice as a lay person myself, how to read the sutta, Nikaya, and practice? What is the best way to interact between the reading the sutras and practice? Could you share with us some of your experience when you first started off on the Nikaya, on the sutras and the practice? I think that would be very helpful to us. Thank you, Ante.
Reading the original discourses of the Buddha is the first step, and you should try to spend much time studying the suttas again and again. You finish the book, you read it again. You finish the book, you read it again. And then as you study the suttas, as you understand the Buddha's teachings, you will slowly put them into practice. You will only practice what you understand. So it's difficult to tell you, you practice this, you practice that. But basically, initially, the precepts are important. Not initially, all the time, precepts are important. So the foundation is always the precepts and right view. Right view means understanding of the original discourses of the Buddha. And then when you have time, you meditate. And I always encourage people to meditate early in the morning. The first thing you do when you get up. If you have more time when you get up, you do some reading of the suttas, because when we get up in the morning, we are a bit groggy, a bit sleepy. So when you read the suttas, you become you more awake. Then after that you meditate a bit. So like for people like you, retired, you have more time, so you should spend as much time as you can studying the suttas and meditating. These are the two cornerstones of the spiritual path, studying the original suttas and meditating as much as you can. And then in between that, you have to do your worldly duties. Even when you do your worldly duties, then if you understand the Dhamma, then you always keep the Dhamma in mind, you see. Whatever you do, you're guided by the Dhamma. And you always think of the Dhamma. So the Buddha says, if you constantly think of the Dhamma, you have lofty thoughts, high thoughts. You don't think of base things. So that will bring you to a good rebirth. The most important thing, now that we have come to the original teachings of the Buddha, is to make as much effort to study the suttas or listen to the teachings that have been recorded, so that you get right view. Once you get right view, you have got the most valuable thing in life that you can get. There's nothing more valuable in life you can get than right view. Then the Suttas, the Buddha said, even if somebody were to make a bargain with you, that you be stabbed 300 times every day for 100 years, it's worth to take up that offer, special offer. So then the Buddha says, but then to get right view, you don't have to suffer so much actually. You just need the sincerity. In this spiritual path, the sincerity, that earnestness is very important. If you are sincere, then you will make the effort. If you are not sincere, half-hearted efforts not worthwhile, doesn't work out. So if you are sincere on the spiritual path, you will make enough effort to reap the benefit.
I'd just like to express the deepest gratitude to Bhante for taking all the trouble into the Samyutta Nikaya. Listening to Bhante's Sutta reading is one of the highlights of the year. So out of the appreciation of Bhante will continue with the Samyutta Nikaya until Bhante's execution.
Yeah, tomorrow I can start on the Majjhima Nikaya, but only be about a week. And Suling has suggested that most of you be interviewed and give your comments, because we are going to make this into this video, part of the video. So you all can think what you want to say, and then after that you can Brother Sampano can record. Any other thing?
Something just now we read that human life is very precious and very difficult to get human to be born as human. We read in the Suttas also that then Deva's lifespan is up. Some other Devas will admonish this Deva to take human rebirth so that they could be reborn again in the Deva world in nature. So one thing I want to know whether a Deva can will themselves to be reborn as a human?
I think the Devas are having psychic power. There are certain things that they know. So they probably know that their karma is good enough. After enjoying the Deva or Devi lifespan, that they will be reborn in the human realm. And it appears like some of them can even choose the rebirth where they want to be reborn, into which family. But I guess not for all of them. Those with very good karma. But some devas, like it was mentioned in one of the suttas, like this, what's his name, Sambara or something, he used to play around with his mantra, I think. And after he died, he was reborn in hell. So that's why, that's one sutta, if you remember, Sacca Deva Raja wanted to learn that mantra. And then Vipachiti told him to wait and he'll consult the other asuras. And after a few days, he told Sacca Deva Raja, I said, I think you better don't learn that mantra. This Sambara, after fooling around with that mantra, now is in hell. So nowadays, a lot of people, they like to use mantras. It's very dangerous. Mantras are words of power. I always say in Hokkien, Chô Công Thảo là sĩ dòng chiều, Kẻ Công Thảo là sĩ dòng chiều. 做光頭又係用咒，改光頭又係用咒。Understand? You understand the meaning of 咒?
Mantra.
Mantras apparently came from the Devas, and it was learned by the Brahmins. The early Brahmins, they were ascetics, and they cultivated until they had psychic power, so they could communicate with the Devas, and probably from there they learned the mantras. And because the mantras were very powerful, they kept it a secret. They refused to divulge it to other castes. But slowly, because of monetary gains, they slowly it came out, and so other people also practice it. But it's very dangerous. This world, nothing is free. Make use of certain powers, later you have to pay for it. Mantras are not the Buddha's teachings. The Buddha mentioned in one of our suttas that many lifetimes ago, he learned mantras and he taught mantras. But now in this last lifetime, he teaches the way of wisdom. He doesn't teach the way of mantras.
Those people who don't use the mantra, they just chant.
It's not so bad, but then some people, maybe their blessings or their merit is not so great. When they chant mantras, some of them they get sick. I've come across some people, they tell me, so they stop.
Maybe we find that later days teaching, later days Buddhism, then there are a lot of Brahmin or ancient elements in them. So we see that later days there are many teachers who become monks in Buddhist monks, but with Brahmin background, they are the ones who adulterated the teachings.
That is possible, but there is only one way. Another way could be because all around you have these Hindu gods and all that, and teachings, so it has some influence. It slowly creeps into Buddhism. Like some of the Hindu gods were brought into Buddhism. For example, Kuan Yin was this Avalokiteswara. Avalokiteswara, the last word is Iswara. This Iswara means God. In Pali is Isara. So Kuan Yin was an Indian god. You go to a Hindu temple, you see this goddess with 16 hands. So probably something like that. So when they brought it into Buddhism, it was a male god. So the earliest statues of Kuan Yin in China was a male Kuan Yin, and then they gave him a sex change operation and then became female. So now you have beautiful Kuan Yins. Like this Amitabha Buddha was, according to these Mahayana books that we have seen, was a Persian sun god, Po Se Tai Yang Sen. So because the sun always sets in the west, so they say Amitabha resides in the west. That's why Amitabha, the characteristic as Wu Liang Guang, Wu Liang Shou, limitless light and limitless life. That's a characteristic of the sun.
Why is it because of the Bhikkhuni order that Dhamma has been adulterated?
Say again?
Why is it because of the Bhikkhuni order the Dhamma has been adulterated?
The Buddha mentioned in the Vinaya books that first the Buddha did not want to start the nun, the Bhikkhuni order, and then he was persuaded by Venerable Ananda. And then also because of his foster mother pleading with him to become a nun, so he started. But after that, the Buddha said, because the nuns' order started, that the true Dhamma will last for 500 years. He said, if not, it was supposed to last for 1,000 years. And now it will only last for 500 years. And the reason the Buddha